Hey YouTube, it's Calvin. Yeah, I wanted to make a video in response to Cal. First I gotta tell you this, man. I'm out in the woods, like behind my mom's house. I'm sitting here hearing these roosters crowing, and they're living over there in a box, man. And like, I don't know, somebody's got chickens in a box, man. Not dead ones either. Anyway, yeah, Cal, man. Thanks for having the honesty and the guts to just say what you did, man. That takes a lot. It really does. And I wanted to say something. No, I'm not sure what I'm going to say because I could totally relate to what you were saying. Because there are days when I come home and I'm like, "Hi, honey, I'm home," and the dishes are still in the sink, and the shit's over here piled in the corner. You know, and I know days when you're sick, you know, you just wish that somebody could go down to the store and, like, get a Mountain Dew for you and maybe take out the trash, you know. Take heart. I wanted you to know, take heart, because you're not the only one. You are not the only one. You are not the only one. You said something about being a Christian, and I'm not going to go all Christian on anybody, and personally I'm not really all Christian, but I can you know, Hebrews chapter 11, man, that chapter got me through some rough patches, kind of gave me hope or something. What else was I going to say? Oh, bugs, man. Yeah, and then after you made that video, you know, I picked up my Eckhart Tolle, The Power Now book again, and you know, it doesn't help in the worst moments. Sometimes all you can do is like just sit there and go through it, but you know, I don't need anything else to complete me, man. That's the story I tell myself anyway. You know, every moment, you know, I take interactions that other people might take for granted with a lot more human sincerity now or something. I was just noticing this week, actually, before I even saw that video, just the people that I commiserate with at work, and like I walk back and forth between buildings a lot, and like I was watching a little bird do something the other day, and then I tried to take a picture of a train, and the heat was rising off the tracks, and there was just this like presence of moments presence of the moment that I felt that I can't really explain, but little things like that, and I think they add up, you know. I realized that they do count for something, you know, and that the dream partner isn't really out there anyway. But I totally understand, man, because to be devoid of human companionship, like, all the time, and, like, totally free of human touch, really, 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 really gets old, you know? But, like, sometimes I just let myself be upset about it, because I sit there and I go, you know what, man? This really does suck. No wonder I'm crying. This does suck, you know? It really does suck. So, you know, there's that, and then, you know, just looking around, you know, at some other people, you know, like, everything is such a compromise. Most people I know that are in relationships are miserable, you know, or getting out of them, or getting into one. There doesn't seem to be, you know, I'd like to know how people do it and what the dynamic is, but it's always a dynamic, you know. And I think it's an illusion that there's no dynamic, like when I'm home by myself, because ultimately we're always by ourselves. You know, I'm in you know, I got pets. I don't know where to go with that, but I think it's true. I think there is a dynamic even when I'm home by myself. You know, there is something else that I'm bouncing off of, even if it's, you know, higher power or whatever. But, you know, like I have a sponsee, man, and she's just like constantly in and out of the same relationship, and I've met other people like them too, and they stay around and put up with so much abuse, man. Not necessarily physical, but just like psychological and, taken for granted kind of abuse. That it's unbelievable, all for the sake of not being lonely. Like this woman I know, her girlfriend, took all their money, went out and smoked all kinds of crack for days on end, didn't tell anybody where she was, had her worried to death, and ran around with other people and put them in debt, and then ultimately took off with this other person, tried to get clean, relapsed, tried to get clean, relapsed, and the same cycle over and over and over and over again. And that's been like 5 years. I'm just using this as an example. And still, she keeps going back to her and explicitly says, it's because I don't want to be lonely. Well, what kind of price do you want to pay? What kind of price do I want to pay? And for the most part, I'm happy with the price that I'm paying. And if something else pans out, good. But it seems like more people come around me when I'm more fully actualized in myself, and I'm totally not in that worry zone. And I think that's the only way that it can come. And I'm like I bought myself a million self-help CDs, DVDs. I don't know, just uplifting shit, about the power of attraction and stuff like that. And however hocus pocusy it may or may not be, I find that when I get uplifted just by doing that, that I'm on a better even keel, for a couple days anyway. And I have these other meditation tapes that I play, as I'm going to sleep, and they're real, I don't know, peaceful, centered things, because, I don't know, this isn't coming out right, but being trans too, it's, I'm not sure that my being alone isn't totally isn't not by choice, because what camp do I fit into? To tell you the truth, the YouTube camp here is probably the best fit I've found to date in almost 50 years of life. So I don't know what that means, but it doesn't even seem a lot of times like you can have friends, because if you hang out with the guys, there's always sexual tensions that come into play no matter what you do, and you should just address them up front, but it doesn't always pan out that way, and people aren't always big enough to work things out. And I can't stand hanging with the girls for the most part. And then I can't just go up to girls and totally ask them out either, because I don't pass, and because I can't just go up to straight women and go, hi, do you want to go out? You know what I mean? So, so the only place that is safe is at home. That's my sanctuary. The safety is away from other people, and it's really, really sad, I know. But, I don't know. I lose track. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just really felt it when I watched your video, man. Totally understand. It's like you're living my life, and I tried to, and you try to reach out and find other trans people. But, and it's not that they're so far and few between, too, but, it really depends on the luck of the draw. Where you live, how old you are, just luck in general, and it's difficult. It's really difficult, especially, I think, when you're older, because you can't just pick up and go places the way that you might when you were younger, have a job and obligations and stuff. There's, Philadelphia's not far from where I live, and there are some things going on there, but I can't drive to Philadelphia every other day, man, or, even once a week to, try to make some of these connections, and then the connections would necessitate, even more journeys to Philadelphia, probably.